U.S. lawmakers are set to debate legislation confronting the rise of hate crimes against Asian Americans. There's been a surge in cases during the COVID-19 pandemic. Democrats are hoping to pass the bill despite resistance from some Republicans. Nick Harper joins us live from Washington, D.C. for more on this. Nick, tell us, how exactly will the bill help tackle rising hate crimes against Asian Americans?
Well, Steve, we have seen a very large increase in hate crimes against Asian Americans, in particular during the pandemic. Even just last month, we saw 6 Asian women shot dead in Atlanta in massage parlors. So 2 Democrat lawmakers are suggesting this bill. They say that it will help in a number of ways, that it will force the Department of Justice to appoint a particular official who can help to expedite the review of hate crimes. It will also expand the ways that states can report crimes. It will create an online database, and it will make it easier for individuals to report any hate crimes. For example, online, there would be a number of ways to report it, and in multiple different languages as well. Of course, the Democrats want bipartisan support for this. The Republicans, though, aren't so sure. They essentially are saying that this is a great headline grabber, but they don't feel that the bill has very much substance. One Republican called it a messaging bill. Instead, some Republicans are saying instead of this bill, the existing legislation instead needs to be adjusted, or the bill that's before them quite simply needs to be strengthened. It seems that both sides feel that things need to be done about hate crimes in the US, but they're coming at it from different ways, and they're saying that there are different ways of achieving it.
And the legislation is being seen as a test on whether lawmakers can push past their political differences.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, this is the first big test under President Biden to see if the two sides can work together. The Democrats are essentially challenging the Republicans to stand against it if they dare. The problem is that they need 60 votes for this to pass. In the Senate at the moment, there are 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans. So the Democrats would need 10 Republican senators to join them in order to get this passed. But there is some suggestion that Republicans might filibuster it, which would lead to a lengthy debate. It could even lead to the killing of the bill, which is why Democrats have been talking about the idea of scrapping the filibuster altogether. That would mean that any side would just need a simple majority to get legislation through, just 50 votes. It would make it much easier for President Biden to get through his legislative agenda. Now, the Senate Minority Leader, Republican Mitch McConnell, has been speaking about this. Remember, he has an Asian American wife, former Cabinet Secretary Elaine Chao. This is what he had to say a little bit earlier about the bill.
As a proud husband of an Asian American woman, I think this discrimination against Asian Americans is a real problem. And it preceded the murders that were recently on full display. And I'm hoping we can work out an agreement to get on the bill in a normal way, have some amendments, and move to final passage.
Well, the Senate convenes on this issue in just under 2 hours' time. We are expecting a vote. The Republicans are expected to support it. That would push it to open debate and therefore an opportunity to make any amendments that Republicans might want ahead of a final vote, perhaps later on today or in the coming days.
Thanks, Nick. Nick Harper in Washington, D.C.